Thousands of innocent people have taken shelter as refugees in Mizoram, India from different villages of Bandarban district of Bangladesh after being tortured and massacred by the Bangladesh army. Those staying in the refugee camps here are not very happy. If the Bangladesh government accepts our demands and signs the agreement, then they will all return to their own country. But they will not return until peace is negotiated or an agreement is signed with us. At this moment, I would like to thank the government of India and especially the state of Mizoram for providing us with shelter, food, and everything during the transitional period of the Kuki-Chin people of Bangladesh. This is very rare from a human perspective, because the innocent people belonging to our Kuki-Chin community have not committed any wrongdoing. The Bangladesh army and government have created a conspiracy to expel these innocent people from the country by torturing them. Kuki-Chin National Army has always been protesting peacefully from the establishment of KNF in 2008 to 2022 through democratic means to demand from the government. But the government paid no heed to all our movements or liberation struggles. Rather, the army and government are determined to suppress and wipe out the KNF movement. So finally the KNF was forced to continue the armed struggle. If the government wants to implement our demands, we are always open for discussion. If the talks are successful, then all the refugees will be resettled on the country's soil. Even those who migrated from Bangladesh many years ago will be resettled. What are the demands of the Kuki-Chin National Front KNF? The Kuki-Chin National Front KNA is demanding from the Bangladesh government for the establishment of a separate small self-governance system for the backward Kuki-Chin communities in the territory of Chittagong Hill Tracts. According to the KNF, the eastern part of the Chittagong Hill Tracts of Bangladesh was their ancestral territory or original home. Over time, from the British to various occupiers, the larger nations of the plains at various times invaded the hilly areas and occupied their ancestral lands that have historical records. With the evolution of time, today they have become a minority. Many terrorist groups, illegally trespassing on their ancestral lands or hunting grounds on the pretext of their minority, continue their terrorist activities arbitrarily. And KNF alleges that various circles are trying to create anarchy in their land with ulterior motives. The so-called terrorist organizations have used the territory of the Kuki-Chin people to turn it into a terrorist sanctuary. Terrorist groups always terrorize the innocent people in these areas with extortion, kidnapping and various kinds of suppression. It seems that the government has never been able to handle this situation, and it does not seem like it will be able to. Their strong belief is that the Chittagong Hill Tracts of Bangladesh can be created a peaceful region by giving full self-governance to the Kuki-Chin people along with border areas as per the KNF's drawn map. What is the proposed map and claimed territory of the Kuki-Chin National Front KNF? According to KNF's claim, the large area of the eastern part of the Chittagong Hill Tracts, i.e. the Sajek Valley of Rangamati district starting from Bagakari to Barkal, Jurakari, Bailakari, Rawankari sub-districts, from the outskirts of Bandarban to the Mro region of Chimbuk Pahar to Ruma, Thanchi, Lama, and Alikdam sub-districts. A total of 9 sub-districts or sub-districts to create a fully autonomous separate region called Kuki-Chin Territorial Council KTC as per the map drawn by their national political organization KNF for the overall development of the backward communities and to protect their existence with full powers of autonomy. Ever since the Kuki-Chin National Army KNA started their struggle for their rights, the Bangladesh army has perpetrated atrocities on the innocent people of the Kuki-Chin community, and their dirty deeds continue to this day. Now their level of torture has increased. Bangladesh army has targeted holy churches in some villages. And while staying in different villages, there have been accusations of insulting religion by staying in the holy church house of Christians. Not only that, many men and women were arrested by the army during the church. These innocent people have been kept in jail without committing any crime. There are countless villages where full churches are unable to worship. It is said that the holy churches in Ruma sub-district Sunsong village and Thakiong village have been occupied by the army for a long time. And a few churches were bombed and destroyed by the Bangladesh army. In this way, Bangladesh army has been inhumanely torturing innocent people of the Kuki-Chin community on a daily basis, which is a complete violation of international human rights law. They are demanding fair trial for such brutal attack on innocent people. Thus, many areas historical villages such as Chakiang village, Tamlao village, Luangmul village, Simplangpi village, Boktalai village, Salopi village and Thingdalt village are very ancient Bom or Kuki-Chin communities are deserted today. The innocent people of this village are staying there as hundreds of refugees in Mizoram of India and Paletwa districts of Burma to save their lives. They blame the government and the media for this, because there is no one to listen to their woes. The country's media is heavily dependent on information from the Bangladesh army and the government, so their problems are not highlighted. He also expressed anger that if the government does not take any initiative to help or if there is no goodwill, we will suffer more. It is to be noted that various intelligence departments including Rapid Action Battalion, Bangladesh Border Guard BGB, Ansar, and Arms Police participated in the combing operation against KNA. Initially combing operations were started with the reference of Rapid Action Battalion the presence of militants in the hills, but later in the operation no information or any militants were found in any specific area identified by them. The army later launched a crackdown on the KNA for its alleged links with Kuki-Chin and militant outfits. The Kuki-Chin National Army KNA marched into the field to destroy and wipe them out, but the army stalled in the face of overwhelming KNA troops and their overwhelming resistance. Later, Bangladesh signed agreements with army-backed reformist Songsakarpanthi terrorist groups and the Arakan Army AA in exchange for demarcation, supply of rations and billions of money in their lucrative gratuities. Bangladesh Army and Rapid Action Battalion. And during the Bangladesh Army operation, innocent people were picked up as human shields from nearby villages and held hostage at gunpoint. So the KNA retreated thinking about the innocent people it brought in that operation. Taking advantage of this opportunity, the terrorists of the pro-reform party shot and killed 7 innocent people of Zervarong village under the orders of the Bangladesh army. Even though such a large massacre was carried out, no response was given by the army and the government. By maintaining a kind of silence, the government has put pressure on all the media including the media workers. Everyone was silent on the incident. A popular local journalist is also seen sharing his pain of not having freedom of speech on his Facebook status. A week later, army-backed reformist terrorists again killed 3 innocent people in a brushfire in a village in Ronan Paragraph. Among them were a school student, Awami League ward president and a bike rider. By carrying out such massacres, the army tried to suppress the Kuki-Chin people under pressure by taking hostages. This is not the end. In Ruma and Thanchiup Jilas, in the name of operation against KNA, Bangladesh army threw thousands of bombs in Ramakri Prangsa and different villages and brought life to a standstill in the area. Today these villages are deserted and devastated. As long as this army operation does not stop, the normal life of the common people in these areas is unimaginable. So the innocent people of this area say we don't want any war, we don't want conflict, we want to live a normal life. The government must protect our lives and the people of these war-torn areas are demanding a fair investigation and trial from international human rights organizations.
A woman victim is heard saying we were forced to flee the village for our lives, as the army dropped hundreds of bombs in and around our neighborhood. After a few days, we returned to the village to find our houses and belongings burnt to ashes. Now my relatives' are helping me with clothes, even our domesticated cattle are killed, and we have to cooperate. I am demanding punishment, as an innocent common citizen, for the torture and oppression of Bangladesh army on us without any crime.
The Bangladesh army throw bombs on us indiscriminately. The army dropped hundreds of bombs on our village and surrounding areas, forcing us to leave the village and flee to safety. It is really sad and painful to run away like this, with old women, men and children. Many people in the village are managed to escape with injuries from this bomb attack. I came to our village and saw that all of finished, everything was messed up. This has become a war zone. There are also many unexploded bombs around our house, which makes me even more scared. So I ran away from the village again. I don't know where I will stay, where I will go, what I will eat.
What have we done that the army and the government would oppress us like this? The government has killed our innocent people. Many of us have lost our husbands. Some of us have lost our children, relatives, and are in our own situation. Many have fled to Burma and India, but how can I go with these young children and old parents? We panicked and took shelter in the forest. I have seen many pregnant women giving birth on banana leaves in front of my eyes. We don't want any war, we don't want any conflict. So I request international human rights organizations to talk to our government and intervene immediately. We want to live a normal life as before. Do not know if it will be normal as before.
To this day in Suinsang village, Thikiang village and Arta village, women have to bury the dead bodies that die without treatment. Because if there are men in their village, the army will take them away. So the men took in a safe place out of fear. So these jobs have to be performed by women. Nowhere in history have we seen women doing burial work. But that's what happened to the Kuki-Chin community's people. This will be written in the black pages of history.